Zaku was probably the best thing to come out of the whole Deimos update. He is an astonishingly amazing frame with the ability to freeze his timers and basically make duration completely useless mod-wise. Infinite abilities gone wild. So when they prime him and increase his shield, armor, energy and sprint speed, 4 out of 5 of his stats have been buffed. Yeah, this is a ridiculously good frame made a hell of a lot better. To find his parts, just go to the codex, search for Zaku, and the Lith X1 is the only rare part for him, being the actual blueprint to put everything else together. Every other one is a common, uncommon, or uncommon drop, making him actually it's a really good frame that's really easy to get a hold of. It is also kind of freaky just how similar these frames are. When they do prime frames, they usually change a lot about a frame, but all you've got to do is kind of concentrate on that left leg, and it doesn't really change that much. It's just enough. Like the entire body, the body doesn't change. Things just get bigger and better, and obviously has the better helmet. Nothing wrong with normal Zaku, but the prime version is just visually, obviously, better. Not just that though, with an increase to shields, armor, energy and sprint speed, this is what primes should always be. Not a slight improvement, a huge improvement. Obviously his abilities haven't changed. With his first ability, we're just going to call it Xata's Whisper, adding void damage to whatever you do. We'll try that one again. That's like a couple hundreds. Damn it, armor strip. 300 something, we'll throw this on, and it, yeah, you can actually see it's throwing quite a few different elemental combos in there. It adds void damage to every weapon, making them so much more powerful than they were before. Second ability, call it whatever you want. Void Tentacle steals weapons from nearby enemies and uses them as basically floating armaments. Damage output increased based on enemy level. The number of weapons grabs is also determined by damage multiplier. Either way, what it will basically do is steal all of the guns from everybody and turn them into whatever you want. Where is... no. That one. Nope. I always forget which one of you is the beam. Enemies that don't have guns, what happens is the gun you steal from them will be your own. Look at all of those Trumnas shooting at them like crazy. And a few that aren't Trumnas, but that's because obviously we didn't steal enough guns. His third ability is a little bit weird. It has 3 abilities within them. They turned around and called it a trio of lost Warframe powers. Lore of Zaku is he's combined of many lost Warframes, but let's ignore that one. Accuse manifests a void fissure that corrupts enemies into allies. Not the best of examples here, but it's a lovely AoE attack. See the giant circle? Everybody inside of this circle is now an ally, and they will have this haze around them. It's like a void haze, so it didn't work on you. Did work on you. You can in fact still deal damage to them while they're like this, but they will basically fight on your side. Gaze is a weird one. It will wrap an enemy in void tendrils that capture damage and inflict it when the target is released. Easy one to do. Watch. See the giant circle? Yeah. Whereas the third ability, the Deny, it shoots a void beam. It's good for dealing damage, but it's better for wiping the sentience resistance. Exhibit A. And you've got radiation. You can see what they're immune to next to, on their name, their health bar, to the right, resistant to radiation. So we'll just, oh look, they're not resistant to radiation, resistant to blast. Not anymore. Oh yeah. It also has that great effect where it has punch through and levitates enemies into the air. And then you can just kind of go a little bit nuts and just completely annihilate all afterwards. And once they start to build up a bit of resistance again, if they start to build up a bit of resistance again, you can then take them out much, much easier. Then you can stalk the battlefield in a new, swifter skeleton form. Yeah, you'll slow down enemies. As weird as it is to say, this will slow down enemies. It was literally at the part before it said slow. Dodge chances increased because you are a harder target to hit. More importantly, enemies damaged when you cast this ability by your body shrapnel, they become weaker to void damage. His other abilities is the party piece of throw a bit of Accuse down, steal all of their guns, make everything void related, and then cast this ability. Which is, for the best part of it, recastable. Do need more energy to recast it. I'm just going to quickly run down here and grab a bit of that because notice in the bottom right, all of the timers on abilities have stopped. All of them, including the third ability. The Accuse ring, that it seems to have... Where'd the circle go? Oh well. All the timers have stopped. The guns are now a permanent fixture to the side of me. Though, I wish that was recastable so you could change the weapons. The ability is, so you don't actually have to wait for the 40-something seconds to actually end. You can run around with all of their weaponry, just attacking them with it, because their guns are shooting from the side, and just keep recasting his vast Untime. Any enemy who is classed as an ally does not get shot by your Grasp of Lohk acquired weaponry. See the issue? Because they are classed as allies, these guns will not actually shoot at them. Past that, just like normal Zaku, yeah, he is actually an absolutely amazing frame, as long as you remember to mesh his abilities together, remembering a vast Untime will freeze all ability timers in place, but things like Accuse means any enemies affected by that will not be attacked by Grasp of Lohk's weaponry. The Whisper doing void damage also, I mean, I have no downside for this apart from the fact that if you use... I've completely forgotten the name of that ability again. If you use Accuse on an enemy, the guns that you acquire from stealing them from enemies, it will not shoot them. It favours the other enemy. I love the fact it does that because it concentrates on the highest threat first, but once they are gone, it should kind of concentrate on everything else left over, like the supposed allies who are on a timer before they turn against you. That's just being picky, really, because I've got to find something that doesn't quite work with him, because everything else works wonders. Zaku has always been an amazing frame. Primed just makes him so much better than he was before, because they buffed almost every single aspect of him. Meaning, well, his abilities still work exactly the same because duration, range, power strength, streamline, these are all still exactly the same. But his survivability factor has gone through the roof. Yes, he has a passive where, 25% damage reduction on AoE attacks and chance to avoid incoming weapon damage because he is basically a hollow suit of armour. This is great and works wonders when you cast the Vast Untime and you can still be hit. It will still deal a lot of damage because obviously you don't have any armor, but you do have a greater chance of surviving with Zaku Prime than you do normal Zaku. He looks better, he works better, he's basically, dare I say, faultless, as long as you don't freeze time with a bunch of accused enemies around you, because then you're going to have to take them out without the use of Grasp of Blow. If you're not using his fourth ability correctly, you kind of need to still maintain a duration build on there. So, you know, Organ Message, Prime Continuity, to counter the fact that Transient Fortitude works wonders on him for that extra 55% ability strength. If you do use the fourth ability, which you should be using with him because it stops all of his timers, duration becomes very useless very quickly, and you can go 175% ability range by swapping out these two mods. And you can also increase your power strength to 249 by simply adding in one mod. Like so. Oh, wait, that's supposed to be in there. My bad. I have, some keen-eyed people will notice, just made a catastrophic mistake, hence these two were empty. This Umbral Former was supposed to be here. Well, technically it's supposed to be in the bottom one, and that's supposed to be over there. I put it in the wrong place, because there's supposed to be one that's not in a slot, and one that was going into that slot. So, yeah. That little mistake now means my one Umbral Former is now going to have to be two Umbral Formers, but that does take the 44% ability strength and make it 55% ability strength because Umbral Vitality is in there that gives you extra health on top. Even better. And we'll still leave one slot for you to do with whatever you want to, because as long as you use his fourth ability as much as you can, because it is recastable and you can keep it going constantly, hence primed flow is kind of a must, so you can have the ability strength to do so. This works wonders and can be increased massively using Archon shards. And please do not use the Archon mods on these. Continuity is Toxin, Flow is Cold. Seeing people using Archon Flow instead of that for frames that don't deal cold damage, that's painful. Why would you use... That's 14 points, that's 16 points. It's 2 extra points, and this ability doesn't do... This frame doesn't do cold damage, so that will not do anything on him apart from just use more slots. Please, please stop doing this. It is really starting to annoy me. But with that, and me now needing to spend another Umbral Former I really didn't want to, it was supposed to be 1 and it was supposed to replace the D, we'll leave this off, yeah. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep the fourth ability going, duration is meaningless.